My name is Madeline Bruss, and I'm a white female and grew up in Heartland, Wisconsin. I'm a sophomore here at UWM, and I am pre-med majoring in biochemistry. I had this discussion with my friend Camille DeWitt, who is a white female from Janesville, Wisconsin. She is also a sophomore at UWM, and she is majoring in early childhood education. We have known each other for about a year because we were suitemates in the dorms last year. We began our discussion by reviewing the readings, which led us to talking about the checklist. Here are some clips of important points we discussed. I can go into a bookshop and count on finding the writing of my race represented, into a supermarket and find the staple foods that fit with my cultural traditions, into a hairdresser's shop and find someone who can deal with my hair.
I agree. For my senior pictures, I had to have a last minute appointment and my normal place was full, and I found a place within, I'd say, 10 minutes that could take me because they knew how to do my hair and,
Yes. I can easily buy posters, postcards, picture books, greeting cards, dolls, toys, and children's magazines featuring people of my race.
I'd agree. I'd say that a lot of, American Girl dolls, they're mostly representative of white culture and their movies are all, based off of their white characters, and I don't really notice any of the other ethnicities being represented in them.
Yeah, I know, nowadays they have a lot more of different races represented with American Girl dolls, but when I was a kid, I had no problem buying multiple dolls of my race.
Absolutely, yeah.
I can choose blemish cover or bandages in flesh color and have them more or less match my skin.
I think that's true. I'd say when I think of the color nude, I think it reflects more towards something similar to my skin tone rather than a darker skin tone. And then, with makeup, too, they have so many more shades that are geared towards lighter skin tones rather than darker skin tones.
Yeah, I find when I walk into a store and I'm buying makeup, I can find multiple shades, and I could have an associate match a shade almost perfectly to my skin, whereas when I'm looking, I see very few shades of darker colors, and people of other races don't have the privilege of getting a shade that's perfect to their skin.
Mm-hmm. And, even the names of them kind of, we get the color nude and beige and all of those colors, and they get mahogany or chestnut.
Yeah, it just reflects a lot on the privilege we have when we're making choices about what we need and what we want.
Yeah.
After discussing the checklist, we think the most significant point would be the number of options that we have as white females compared to other races.
I think that something that needs to be updated is us not receiving equal education based off of our race.
I think that all races have the same standardized tests. If they're all taking online classes, they get the same feedback, equal feedback. It's not biased depending on someone's race.
Yeah.
After reviewing the checklist, I think something that can be added is that as a white female, I can go on my phone on many different sites and see advertisements geared solely towards my race.
Yeah, I believe that we have a lot of white privilege when it comes to advertisements.
Camille and I are both white females who grew up in small towns with very little diversity. We found that we are very fortunate to have the opportunity to be surrounded by different races and cultures. It is an essential part of life to interact and connect with a variety of people, and the color of someone's skin should not create barriers with others. Camille and I had very similar responses to the checklist, as well as experiences and personal stories regarding privilege we have had in the past because of the color of our skin. This activity opened our eyes to the privilege we have, and we have realized more now than ever before that we have had little to no obstacles in our lives due to our skin color. It is very important that more people are exposed to their white privilege in order for things to change for other races.